everybody. It is 12:35 a.m. Eastern Time. I told you it was Saturday morning on East Coast when I came on here with you all tonight. However, the evening is still, it's getting older by the minute. But hey, 9:35 Pacific Time. It's not too cold at all. And the evening's just getting started in Hawaii. So yeah, time to party. But yeah, this is going to be a jam-packed show. The plan was to be on here for about 25 minutes. I personally don't think all the stuff I'm going to get through and, all that is going to take that long. But it might. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens here. But, yeah, because we have got, obviously, the two main games we've got tonight between... Well, we had the Western Conference shootout continuing here in Sioux City, and then we also had some X's playoff baseball, some exciting action, I'll tell you that much. I'll get to that here a little bit later on in the show, but yeah, safe to say it was just one of those days. It was just one of those days where I just have a busy schedule going on. That's all I know. But yeah, in fact, like most of you all knew, I had a band, we had football tonight, so that's why we're coming on to you at this late time. So, yeah, alrighty, let's get into it. We're first going to recap, hang on here. Yeah, we're first going to recap the Muskies game from tonight, if that's okay. Which it is, because I make up the rules in this joint. No, but in all seriousness, we will start with the Muskies game first. Actually, no, you might as well start with the X's game because, hey, that's the most important thing on the docket tonight. So, yeah, we're going to review that game here. Well, safe to say, it started out pretty good in Sioux City's favor. A base hit by Nick Shumpert made it 1-0 as Justin Connell came home. That was in the top of the second. Having on the bottom third, it went back to Fargo, of course. That was Ismael Alcantara. Even though he was put out 1-3, he was still able to get Juan Fernandez. So that made it a tied ball game at 1. We've been in this position before, and especially in this late of the game. It was top 8. It was top 8 Wednesday night for Fargo. However, it was top 7 for Sioux City tonight. Yes. Scott Oda was up at this point when he scored. However, a base hit scored Daniel Lingua and Nick Shumpert, so that made it a 3-1 game. And then Justin Connell, a 3-run home run, brings home himself, John Nagowski, and Scott Oda, so that made it a 6-1 game. Now, top of the 8th, the X's aren't done scoring because a base hit by Daniel Lingua gets Nick Shumpert home, and that would be all she wrote for that game. X's tied the series, a very key game in this series. In fact, 5 runs in that seventh inning to make it to help things out for Sioux City. 7-1 it was the final score for that one. Now, of course, the tie game. The decider in the series will be tomorrow night starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm not sure how we're going to incorporate that into the broadcast tomorrow night between Sioux Falls and Sioux City, but we'll have to see what happens from there. But yeah, speaking of the Muskies, let's take a look at their game tonight. They were playing against Des Moines, and once again, like it was last night, it was all Sioux City to start things out. Jackson Crowder scored just 2 minutes and 45 seconds in. In fact, even earlier than the first goal from last night. From Trey Jeffress and Nick Gary, that made it a 1-0 game, and then it was only about 2.5 minutes later at the 5:29 mark. Talon Blount from Landon McDonald and Oliver Zimmernietz, that made it a 2-0 game. Lots of penalties in that first period. In fact, 3 for each side. So, yeah, however, the penalties, safe to say, did not stop into the second. We'll get to that. Well, I might as well get to it now. Sioux City case in Muscat got a 2-minute unsportsmanlike plus a 10-minute misconduct. So, and then after that there was 4 penalties from Des Moines and 1 from Sioux City. So there's that. However, though, not only that, there were a whole bunch of goals during that time as well. Theo Kiss, 8 minutes and 2 seconds in for Des Moines from Keaton Corey. That made it a 2-1 win. And then, okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Johnny Conlon. Oh, we don't want to run out of music here. Johnny Conlon scored for Des Moines. In fact, tied it up on the power play, so there was 2-2 after that. However, though, just about a minute, a little over a minute later, Luke Gary scored from Jackson Crowder. That made it 3-2. And then it was only about another minute after that, or about 2 minutes after that, actually. Trey Jeffress scoring from Kyle Van Tassel and Peter Fleckbob on the power play. So it was 4-2 at the end of 2, and then it was really all Sioux City from there. However, though, we'll start off with that. Gavin Gary, though, got an early penalty. Then Trey Jeffress scored his second of the game from Anthony Elaine Samaki. That made it a 5-2 game. And Jackson Crowder got a 2-minute unsportsmanlike penalty right for that. And then at the 8:53 mark, Brady Zugic got a roughing. Well, it was served by Dylan Lorraine, but he got a roughing double minus for 4 minutes for that. And then Talon Blanc got 2 minutes for roughing as well. However, the main event is still about to come because at the 11:10 mark, there were 3 fights. I saw the highlights, and I'm kind of jealous I missed it. There was fight. Jack Kernan and Ben Keevan each got 4-minute double roughing minors and a 10-minute misconduct. And then Jacob Feisenik from Sioux City got a roughing double minor and a 10-minute misconduct. Gavin Gary, a 5-minute major for fighting, of course, and a game misconduct for aggressing, so that was interesting. So we won't be seeing them tomorrow night, unfortunately, but that's okay. And then Owen Keith just got a regular look. But if you take a look at the highlights on the news, well, at least on our news, KTIV.com, you'll see that during one of the scraps, they actually took the linesman down. That was probably the funny thing about that whole thing. And then once all the fighting decided to stop, Ashton Doms got an unassisted goal on the power play. That made it what was it at this point? 5-3. And then Kyle Van Tassel getting the empty netter right at the end, and that made it a 6-2 game. And that would ultimately be the final score. So, safe to say, God, this was one I really wish I didn't miss, but that's okay. Vladislav Brizgalov got his, he stopped 20 of 23, and then Elliot Sagan Lescarbo, there we go, gave up, went 18 for 23, that was what I was trying to say. But, and then some other games kind of throughout the league. Of course, we had the Western Conference Tournament, but there was also play out in the East. Youngstown and Green Bay faced each other again. That was a 7-4 win for Youngstown. And then, Muskegon beat Chicago 9-3. My God, that sounds a lot like last night. No, but it was 8-1 after 2. So there, that sounds more like last night. And then, gosh, really high scoring all across the board when you look at it. In Waterloo beat Madison 5-2. And same score for Cedar Rapids versus Dubuque, and Cedar Rapids won that one. So, yeah, and then there were 2 other games going on. During the Western Conference Tournament, Omaha beat Sioux Falls 2-1, and then Fargo beat Tri-City 3-2 in a shootout. So yeah, really exciting action across the board today. I mean, really impressive stuff. Now we'll take a look at some MLB scores now. Right now, bottom of the 11th inning, I'm surprised the A's have lasted this long. 5-3, though, Detroit's leading over them. So, and then from earlier tonight, the Yankees beat the Cubs 3-0. The Rockies beat the Brewers 3-2. Orioles beat the Rays 2-0. Mets beat the Reds in 10 innings 6-4. Red Sox beat the White Sox 3-1. Phillies beat the Marlins 16-2. The Braves beat the Blue Jays 3-1. Excuse me. Angels beat the Rangers 5-1. Astros beat the Diamondbacks 8-0. Royals beat the Twins 5-0. Mariners beat the Cardinals 6-1. Padres beat the Giants 5-1. And then the Guardians beat the Dodgers 3-1. And Washington versus Pittsburgh, that got postponed. It's going to be made up as a doubleheader tomorrow. So, yeah, first game of that will take place, 1:35 Eastern, and then 6:40 for the second game. So, yeah, and then, we had some other series going on in the American Association. Kane County beat Lake Country 1-0, and they are moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. And if we were talking, sports terminology, although that's not what they call it, though. Sioux City, of course, tied up their series against Fargo, and then Winnipeg tied up their series versus Sioux Falls 7-3, and Game 3 is in Winnipeg tomorrow night, so that could be very huge for Winnipeg. And if you remember earlier on in, August, we were able to sweep them after having so much bad luck during the regular season. That August stretch where we swept them, that really, I think, gave the X's a lot of momentum. And, maybe if we faced Winnipeg, they could be, maybe more. Because Winnipeg chose Sioux Falls to get the hard competition out of the way so that they would play us, the easier opponents, so that they can ease their way into the finals. However, though, if August is anything to go by, Winnipeg might have a challenge there. But, especially tonight when the X's were red hot. They were spotty to end the year, but, if they can play tomorrow night like they did tonight, I think, and Winnipeg moves on. Well, even if Sioux Falls, in this case as well, I would apply this to them as well. They could be in for quite a challenge later on down the line here. So, and I think the next series starts, I want to say Monday night. So, yeah. And then there's nothing really left on the college football side. Well, the rest of my night, I'm pretty much gonna, I have to go use the bathroom first. And then my Wendy's is wanting to come out at me. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I think I'm gonna head to bed. I was gonna do my preparation for Sioux Falls and Sioux City tonight. I'm just too tired, like I kind of figured I would be, if we're talking about it now, I'd be on. Yeah. So, thank you all so much for joining us here tonight, and I will see you all tomorrow night at about 7 p.m. Eastern Time, so join us for that. Bye-bye, Sioux Falls, to end the Western Conference Shootout at the Tyson Event Center.